Hello everyone, I hope you all had a great summer because I for sure did. I got to attend IndyCar at Laguna Seca in Monterey, California. I attended as a guest of Arrow McLaren in Stratasys, and all hospitalities aside, it was an amazing time. I also got to meet Christian Lundgaard, one of the drivers for Arrow McLaren IndyCar team, which he also signed one of my cards. But this probably leaves many of you wondering, what is IndyCar? IndyCar is an open-wheel, single-seater racing series in North America, commonly referred to as the fastest racing on Earth. Drivers race 17 times a year, starting from the end of February to the end of August. There are 3 types of tracks IndyCar races on: ovals, road courses, and street circuits. Starting on Saturday, we met up with this guy, Rick Hammer, who led us through the McLaren garage and let us get a few pictures of Pato O'Ward's car. At the time, they were testing Nolan Siegel's car, which you'll hear right now. And look at how small these cockpits are for these drivers. I mean, could you imagine such a tall and handsome guy like me fitting into one of these cars? Anyways, after the garage tour, when we were heading back, we got to see the beginning of Indy NXT qualifying.
Ward crosses the line and will have another go if he needs it.
Speaking of qualifying, right before we went out to go drive in the golf cart around the circuit, we got to see this masterclass of a Fast 6, where unfortunately Palou took pole. Here are a few good close-up pics from the cars being dragged off the track from qualifying. Here are a few pictures of tires that were used during qualifying, and since there's too much graininess and too many rocks, it can no longer be used on track. Now's a good time to introduce Alan. Alan's going to be taking us through the grid and teaching us stuff about the cars.
Long shaft that goes into the back of the gearbox, spins over the engine. Whether the car is in gear or in neutral, it will start spinning the engine over. The drivers also have the option, once the car is running, to reuse the capacitor system. It's a new hybrid system. Last year was the first year for it. And once the car is running, it charges the capacitors up. So they don't use a hybrid battery system. It's only supercaps. And then they can restart out on the track because the cars don't carry their own onboard starter and a very, very small battery pack. So all the teams are getting ready, doing any last minute cleaning, any touch-ups, making any final adjustments. But at this point, the cars are set and ready to go. They're keeping the cockpits cool with these foil covers on every one of them. They'll start blowing cooling air through certain components if they need to. A lot of electronics on board. Every team has the same starter, same wheel guns. You can't keep your wheel guns and hot rod them. They're returned back to the series after every race. So standardized all that stuff instead of every team trying to get an advantage on that. It's a standard issue. And little adjuster lockouts, so that indicates that the wing's been set. It's a 5-minute warning for grid clear. So we have a great view. I mean, there's a good photo op to show the tent here. It's a great spot to watch from. With F1, they have what's called anti-stall, and then you have a few more electronic things involved, where these are a little bit more analog. Let's go to the right side of the 5 car, and we'll look at something up close. Wanted to show them the hybrid cooling duct that's plugged in here. So here's our 3D printed hybrid system cooling duct. This was a new addition, and this was a partnership where Arrow McLaren designed the duct to cool the hybrid system and the supercapacitors, and they shared that design. It's the 3D printed part where the large hose meets the small one, and it's a production part order. We received a PO from the IndyCar series. It was not a sponsored activity. It was not a marketing event. It was, hey, we need 26 of these, and we need them as quick as you can. And SDM queued up a bunch of machines and printed those. Nylon 6. The teams are not allowed to print their own for that exact duct. Now, other ducts they'll do on their own, but for the one on this side, it has to be ours. Driver cooling duct at the top, custom designed by Arrow McLaren, printed by myself in our lab in Minnesota. All nylon 12 CF with some orange ASA parts added on. And they can swivel that blower around. It's all battery powered. There's variations of them on every team. This other team behind us has a little different one that's laid up carbon fiber with a DeWalt battery. Again, it's up to the individual team to engineer that kind of stuff. That's what we call pit equipment. It's things that you're using when the car is not running. Brake cooling ducts also, when they come in after running, they'll put brake cooler ducts on. Those are all printed as well. A lot of thermal going on. You see a common theme. You gotta get cold air in and get hot air out. And you gotta hold the car to the ground. So it's aerodynamic, and then there's thermal concerns. And that's where we play a big role here. We can outfit every team if we wanted to. Like in the case of that cooling duct, every single team received those mandatory installed. The series dictated that. Because Aero McLaren was nice enough to share that design with the series and said, here's what we've come up with. We would like permission to do that. And they said, sure. So I made 3 or 4 of them for McLaren. IndyCar evaluated it, ran it at a test day, and they said, thumbs up, let's order enough for the whole series. So 2 car minimum for every team. And there's, let's see, 26 cars here today. The steering toe link, right, for tie rod, that one's not covered. So that one's exposed chrome moly. And that's all supplied by Dallara. That's a spec part. So everything is, right? The brakes, calipers, wheels, suspension, the entire thing is. Cameras are on every single car. If the series chooses to not run a camera on your car for a given weekend, they have a dummy weight in there that weighs the exact same as the camera. So they'll put just a dummy housing on there.
Showing off all your parts?
I am, and well, what a prominent spot for a technical partner.
So
and have parts right on display. I love it.
I'm sure Alan was telling you guys, but for us in IndyCar, the ways of working with Stratasys are a little bit different maybe than like a Formula One or other series where each team is building parts of the car. We're more using Stratasys technology to help us build the templates, jigs, things like that, or even like custom formed and fitted, like right here, the driver fan sits just on top of the air screen. That's where we find the efficiency is we can build bespoke parts that just by their nature have to be custom, right? So even the brake fan and this fan here, so underneath the side pod here would be the the computer unit. So having a custom fitted fan to go in the air intake right there helps us to keep that internal temp of that unit as low as we can until the car's fired up, and then we kind of can't control the temp, right? So it's all about kind of lowering the bar of that temperature that we can start the car at, just so that we can start the race in the most efficient way possible.
Yeah, and a lot of what we use in aerospace, a lot of jigs, a lot of fixtures, things of that nature, we're starting to get into production a little bit. With FDM, it's a little bit more difficult because they're not technically production machines, but we use it for, you know, when we're going to weld something, maybe a jig to tack things together, and allows us to do it the same way every single time.
Yeah, makes sense. Just removes the margin for error, right? So the other piece is you see the air intake for the brakes here. There. One on all 4 wheels, but during a practice session or a qualifying session earlier in the week when the car is coming off track and then going right back on, right? So we've got a couple different stints. First thing you'll see these crew members do is take our brake fans, which we've again custom printed to fit each one of those intakes, like a glove. You throw those fans in just to cool the brake temp down as quick as you can. So we're able to 3D print then the actual template that fits inside the air duct, but then we're able to inlay the fan piece itself into that duct, right? So it's all one singular housed unit, and you just can't buy something like that off the shelf, right? So it definitely makes it easier, a little bit less parts, pieces, complications to manage.
Sure.
And then, like on the driver fan there, you see there's the tag that's attached. Just kind of want to avoid human error on that front, right? Make sure everything that should come off the car comes off the car.
Yep. Sure.
Thank you, Matt. We're going to keep on moving and get out of here. Have a great race. If I don't see you in the suite, thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's good to see you.
Wonderful
It's
race.
been a while.
It has been. Have a great
Thanks,
day,
guys.
man.
Yeah, enjoy.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Let's
Enjoy.
keep moving up to we'll go look at the 5 car, see what's going on with that one. There's Joseph Newgarden off to the right there, his car. I'm going to say hello to another friend of mine here. Jerry's senior in high school. He's capturing some how they use our products and what sort of things are hanging out here. First race.
Oh, yeah.
He's into
What
it.
do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Flow, award.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Or Colton.
Sorry.
Colton's got a chance.
We already talked to race control, like when Colton moves
Josh,
him out of the
nice
way
to
and
meet
1 and
you.
2, it's gonna be all good.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna sweep up.
Ryan.
I'm Josh. Nice to
meet
meet you.
Likewise.
Ryan and Alex from Andretti. So these are our partner reps here, the director and VP director. Doctor. Yeah. So Josh sells to our government customers. So he's joined on about 8 months ago.
Yep.
Cool.
And dragged Hudson along to show him some cars, some sunshine.
We couldn't do what we do, without Stratus. So
Literally, that's good to hear.
Thank you.
They do a lot for us. It's a big deal.
That's awesome.
Thank
yeah,
you.
I spent 23 years in the Air Force.
Oh,
as a
very cool.
machinist and a welder. So, it's very
We got national anthem going on.
Oh, yep. Got the anthem. Yeah, I don't see Rick at the moment. It's all right. Pretty soon they'll be having us clear the grid. But we can make our way up there, and you guys can get on Fox if you want with the boom camera.
After the grid walk, we walked back to the tent to watch the start of the race, and then headed back out to watch the views from the corkscrew. Completely off topic, but I also got to meet Robert Sala there.